How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Chaos Head Noah. It is time to jump into yet another character route, and luckily, I think we're halfway through the character routes. We have Kozupii's next, then we have Senna's, and then Rimi's, and then that's it. We are done with character routes after that, so we're getting close. We're getting a lot closer, and then after that, we get the true route, or the true ending, or whatever is coming up next after that. So I'm actually going to try something a little different. I don't know what the shortcut means necessarily. Like, do we like just kind of have like a fresh save, skip all the way to whatever chapter we choose? Because I want to not have to just skip through 2 chapters just to get to chapter 3. So we're going to try it out here. We'll start at the beginning of chapter 3. We are looking for the delusion that starts with "and sure enough." Once we get there, then we go positive, and we make our choices, and that should get us into Kozupii's route. Okay, yep, this is the delusion we're looking for. We must go positive. And apparently Senna's choices, her delusion for her route, that is also here in chapter 3. Because I had to skip through all those options, but I think we should be able to jump into these routes just through the chapter select, the shortcut menu, because I don't think the choices would pop up if we're already embarking in a route that we've already decided on. The choices just won't pop up for us to instead redirect ourselves into it. We've already made our decision. So I think we're okay. So we need to do 4 yeses and a no. So could she be here to help me? Yes. This transfer student must be a professional exorcist. Well, she's most definitely a little wacko. She acts frail, but that's all it is, an act. Yeah, kinda. Kinda, but also kinda not. She must be here to kill Rimi. Shit, maybe. And this will be a no. The 2 of them should just kill each other. No. Okay. Yep, there we go. We are now in her route because I just got the Steam achievement. We should be good to go. And honestly, I kind of forgot to talk about my expectations a little bit here, as I did with ISAs. It's only fair. But I am actually looking forward to this route, all things considered, and it's kind of weird that I'm saying that because I was very, very wary of her character. And again, I've brought this up before. I blame the anime. The anime really messed up a lot of my expectations, but I am looking forward to seeing what her route will be about. I'm still waiting for whatever route that comes up that is just completely wacky-ass bonkers. Because there was one in Chaos Child, and I'm pretty sure somebody told me that there's one also in Chaos Head. I don't know which one is better than the other. I don't really care, but I'm looking for that absolutely wacky-ass bonkers route. Really looking forward to it. Oh, here we go. As the final class ended, the stuffiness of the school day gave way to a restful afternoon. Alone, Orihara Kozue plotted her way out through the front gate, As she walked, her lazed motions and lowered head highlighted her frailty? Let's go with that. With her knit eyebrows and muddled expression, it seemed as if she were holding back tears. Having just transferred schools, Kozue felt isolated from her peers. However, that was only natural for her. She would would never speak. Even when called on by a teacher to solve a problem or read from a book, she would just fidget in her seat, tears welling in her eyes. Not a single person in the school had ever heard her voice, neither student nor teacher. Kozue constructed walls between herself and them, and those made curious by the novelty of a transfer student were quick to drift away. Even then, 1 or 2 inquisitive classmates were still determined to speak with her, but she had no desire to open her heart to them. Still, she never felt that her situation was particularly urgent. Even though it was only one person, well, she did have a friend. an older girl who was not in her class. Given that Kozue was new in town, the girl was the only person in all of Tokyo that she could confide in. Other than her, she felt like she did not need to make friends. She did not need to get along with her classmates. All she really wanted was to continue living her quiet life. On this evening in Shoto Park, one could hear the sounds of children playing alongside the pond's bank. A boy happened to pass right by Kozue on a trail along the waterside. In his hand, he held a petite mirror that displayed the face of its owner. Two housewives, likely the mothers of the children at play, were chatting on a bench. Kozue could hear their voices clearly.
三面鏡の怪奇ビデオっていうのがものすごく怖いのよ。
あら、そうなの？私それ知らないわ。でも三面鏡って？
ほら、あれよ。鏡、3つ並んでるやつ。
ああ、鏡ね、三面鏡。それでどんな怪奇ビデオなの？
Kozue stopped dead in her tracks near the bench. Her forehead became sickeningly slick with sweat. The women put their talk on pause, glancing questioningly at the odd girl before them. Suddenly becoming aware of herself, Kozue rushed away from the park. Mirrors. For Kozue, they were a source of great psychological trauma. Not wanting to recall the past, she frantically fought to keep the memories from flooding her mind. She told herself that she was overthinking it, and again continued walking toward the station. As she approached the front of Bunkamachi, her eyes were assailed by light, a glaring and radiant light. Kozue shivered in fear. So many times in the past she has been assaulted like this by reflections in the mirror. Her mind overflowed with panic, unable to hold down her nightmarish past any longer. Was it a coincidence? Or was she being targeted? She looked all around, praying it was just a misunderstanding. A short distance away, a white station wagon came to a stop. A man leaned out of the driver's window, and his hand was a mirror. He seemed to be adjusting its angle. The light struck Kozue's eyes again and again. Frightened, she raised her hands to block the light, dashing across the pedestrian scramble in order to escape. Her mind ran rampant with terror and disorder. She wanted to get home as quickly as possible. She did not want to be here. Tears streamed down her face. It has to be a coincidence. She desperately repeated these words to herself, wiping away the tears with her fingers. Just then, light assailed her eyes once again. Its glare dazzled her, violently piercing her gaze. The car from earlier had followed her. This time, only the driver's arm protruded from the window, and in his hand, he still held that very same mirror. Snapping out of her trance, she put everything she had into running for the station. She bumped into numerous pedestrians while pushing through the crowd. The fear kept her moving, paying no mind to all the mockery and insults sent her way. Upon arriving at the station, she turned around only to find the white car stopped at a traffic light at Scramble Crossing. Kozue hid under the shadow of the Hachiko statue, huddling in place with bated breath, struggling to comprehend all that had happened. In her head, the same phrase repeated like a broken record. It's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. I'm not going to say that multiple times. The idea is right there. The fuck? Startled by the voice, she lifted her head. A man, seemingly a college student, stood by the Hachiko statue as if waiting for someone. He stood alone, his back turned to Kozue, and spoke into the phone pressed against his ear. His voice echoed in her head. That sailor suit was so hot, it was on fire. The sailor suit was so hot, it was on fire. The man did not turn toward her. The phone remained against his ear. He seemed to be listening to whoever was speaking on the other end. However, not once did the man chime in or nod. He simply stood there, still as could be. Was he really on the phone? The voice echoed once again. She could not understand how or why, but the man was speaking of things related to her painful past. She began to tremble. It frightened her to even so much as look at the man. She slowly crouched down on the spot, covering her ears. It's all a coincidence. This is all one big coincidence. She continued silently chanting this to herself. As she sat there, crouching in place, an hour passed. Many people had passed by, but none tried to speak to her. When she finally managed to timidly raise her head, she found that the man was long gone. Wow, what a rough life. Like, I cannot comprehend how she goes about her day and everything. Like, mirrors are everywhere. Not mirrors specifically, but reflective surfaces. You look at a car, I mean, yeah, there's like 3 mirrors. There's the mirror on the inside and the 2 mirrors on the outside. But you also have the reflections that are on the exterior of the car. If it's a shiny car, well, there you go. You got a reflective surface. But then if the windows are tinted, well, there you go. That's another reflective surface. So is it just mirrors, or is it reflective surfaces in general? I'm kind of confused. I'm also hoping that we get a little bit of an expansion on what happened in her past. I think she talked a little bit about it, if I remember correctly. It's been a bit, but I don't know. I guess I just gotta wait and see. Maybe it'll kind of come flooding back what we know of Kozue as of right now. But that whole part where she was kind of just talking to us in the mall, and then we come across Senna, that was just a lot. It really was. Hey, yo, what's happening here? There was little indication that there were any people present in the back alley in Center Guy. The breathing of a girl, Orihara Kozue, could faintly be heard resounding through it. Ooh, that's blood. She cradled a gargantuan sword, or perhaps it was not a sword. Its unique shape brought its identity into question. It was more akin to a snowboard. The sharpness of the blade could not compare to one, however. Its surface was stiff, and it exuded a brutish aura. Wielded against another person, it could slice them, or slice through them with ease, all while grinding every bone in their body to dust. Maroon blood trickled down the blade, clinging to its edges. This is when Takumi is getting the shit beat out of him, by the way. A young man in front of Kozue attempted to crawl away. Despite the puddles of filthy water, he tried desperately to get even a little bit further away from her, excuse me. Kozue's face held a brilliant grin as she stared at the man. There was no trace of her usual cowering, timid personality. She was enjoying herself. Her cheeks were flushed, perhaps from excitement. Yeah, Kozupi's a little bit of a wacky one, huh? The sword in her hand had been used on the two others before the man, and it had been a remorseless bloodbath. Kozupi's not going to kill you, but baddies need to be punished. The faces of the vulgar young men were bloodied and swollen, until only moments ago they had been tormenting Kozue's classmate, Nishijo Takumi. She had heard the voices of their hearts by chance. Multiple boorish voices had wrenched their way into her head as she was passing by. Piece of shit, don't look down on me, you Esper freak. Die, I'll beat you to death, you little shit. Pathetic, ooh, I'll whip your ass. Fucking die, Esper. Esper, shut your goddamn mouth. Fuck, I'm so pissed. Or pissed off, I'm gonna end you. That stupid bitch gave me the cold shoulder. This is revenge, fuckers. Shut the hell up. Rotten hell, fucking die already, you fake fucking Esper. The hell does it take to kill you? Fuck, just die. Well, there goes the monetization on this video either way. This shit's just what I was told to do. This shit, get the money. I'll make a shit ton of money. I fuck him up, I get money, I want money. I beat him to utter shit. I'll fucking kill you, kid. I'm gonna slaughter you. I'll tear you to pieces. Ha ha ha. Christ, it feels good beating people to a pulp. There's nothing fucking better. I swear it's like I'm fucking high or something. For real, this is fucking fantastic. I don't give a shit about the world. There's nobody who can fucking stop me. The police won't do shit. My old boss won't do shit. My fucking mom won't do shit. Either nobody but me is on the fucking top. There ain't nobody better than me. I'm at the top of the fucking world. Bitch, stay still so I can kick the shit out of you. Holy shit, I'm awesome. This is some Chainsaw Man shit, I swear. From the cluster of voices formed by perverse hearts, a single voice of rage and hatred rose above. Recognizing the heart's outcry as Takumi's, Kozue had come running to where he was. And she had then attacked the bad men. One more person, and justice would be dealt. The threat to Nishijo Takumi and herself would be eliminated. For that reason, Kozue refused to let the young man crawl away. There would be no escape. I take it back, I'm sorry, I'll die, I'm gonna die, you'll fucking kill me, I'll die, I'll die, I'll die. I don't want to die, it's not fair, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, I'm gonna fucking die, my guts will spill. I think we get the idea here. The young man's heart frantically pleaded for mercy. Kozue's wide smile did not fade. Oh, wow. She gripped him by the back of the head, grabbing a fistful of hair, and forced him upright. She accomplished this despite the immense disparity in their physical appearances. Lacking the willpower to resist, tears welled up in his eyes as he begged for mercy from the innocent little girl. Kozue's answer was a swift denial, but it was not one that she voiced aloud. She simply mouthed the word, one letter at a time with her small mouth. N-O. Oh, wow. Lifting it above her head, the gargantuan sword roared as it approached the man. With one blow, his jaw was pulverized. His shrieks reverberated throughout the alley, the man was blown away, and then collapsed in a heap. Blood would have spattered all over Kozue's clothes, but she used her blade to shield herself, allowing her to avoid such an event entirely. With a nod of satisfaction, Kozue erased her sword. She then glimpsed at Nishijo Takumi, who was collapsed in the corner of the alleyway. Jesus Christ. I'm getting more excited for this route all of a sudden. Just the freakiness here. Breathing loudly, her heart murmured. Kozupii wanted to kill them for you, but Kozupii's gonna stop here. Thanks, Kozupii, I think. I don't know. I don't know what to think here. I feel like we are going to be hitting a divergence at some point. Because, I mean, this is like the big-ass moment when we are kind of like hanging out with her and learning about her and all that. And she is annoying, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, the anime really did skew my my perception of her. But I think everything's okay. I'm interested to see where her route will go. I'm really crossing my fingers that this will be the wacky and wild one. I really hope so. Wait, what's happening? Oh, you know what? I actually just I just chose a neutral that I don't think I ever chose, so I don't think we've actually ever read this. I don't think anything is new here. I hope not, because I am kind of skipping a little bit. Come on. This is just the neutral, right? Please let this be the neutral. Yep, okay, it was. I was getting really scared there. I was like, oh shit, am I skipping like content? That would have honestly sucked. But here we go. Here we go. I think we're in the new chapter. I forgot to read where the divergence would happen, but I believe we're in the new chapter. We are good to go. Before Shinsen Station, Orihara Kozue stood petrified. Over the past several days, she had been going back home from here rather than Shibuya Station, all because of the white car that had been following her. And today, the white car appeared once more. As if waiting for someone, it was parked in front of the station. Stricken by this, Kozue froze dead in her tracks. The passenger side window slowly began to roll down before stopping nearly halfway. Suddenly, the hand of the passenger emerged from the opening. Within their palm, a handheld mirror was clutched tightly. Through her eyes, it felt almost as if they were taunting her, goading her. But why? Mick... what the fuck? I mean, gotta get the attempt of a branding in there. The raw terror alone made her feel as if she may stop breathing at any moment. Refusing to wait even a moment longer, Kozue whipped around and took off running. Focused entirely on her attempt to get away, she had no capacity to maintain proper footing, falling and scraping her knees many times as she sprinted. Upon reaching Miyashita Park, she took refuge on a bench and continued trembling well into the night. However, she could not afford to embrace her knees forever. Despite her fears, Kozue decided it was finally time to make her way back to Shibuya Station. Is that same car here? But when she reached it, it was parked there too, the exact same car from before. Though she had no destination in mind, she bolted once again. Tears poured down her cheeks with no end. Doubt was all that filled her mind. Who could possibly be in that white car? What could they possibly hope to gain by harassing her? When she came to her senses, she realized that she had found her way back to Shinsen Station. Given that the car had been at this very station earlier, the last thing that she wanted was to return to it. Taking her chances, she entered an unfamiliar narrow alley. Due to the lack of streetlights, the area was incredibly dim, something that only served to magnify the already intense dread in Kozue's heart. But at this point, Kozue was already drained. She did not have the energy to continue running. Wiping away her tears, she kept up her desperate struggle, stumbling every other step of the way. And right when she thought she was about to hit the main road, the white car passed right in front of her. I swear, this is probably just Suwa fucking with her. Kozue was shocked by its sudden appearance. It then traveled approximately 50 meters away from Kozue before stopping on the shoulder on the road. Its hazard lights flickered to life, excuse me. She lost all willpower to run. No matter where she ran, they would always find her. As if it were reading her mind, the car would always anticipate where she would be. Sinking to the ground, she cradled her head in her arms. Within her heart, she cried out for salvation, but in the end, not a soul came to her rescue. Even as Kozue began to stagger away in a fit of tears, the vehicle remained parked. And to the very end, whoever was inside made no attempt to show themselves. I swear, it's gotta be Suwa, right? It has to be. Alright, what's going on here? I think this is, yeah, this is... Can I skip this? No, I can't. Yeah, this is the same shit that we've seen before. Like, 3 times now. This being the 3rd. Or 4th. I don't know anymore. But I don't think... Yeah, I don't think we need to read any of this. Maybe? Oh. Well, yeah. Wait, really? I don't ever remember her saying that, but she may have, and I kind of just like, you know, it kind of just went over my head. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the area was getting more dangerous when you have all these fucking goons out with these, what are they, the porters? And they're working for, Norase, getting ready for that Noah. So she was as far removed from normal as could be, and also a pretty big idiot. But because of that, something told me that if I had to depend on her, she might actually hear me out. And I guess that's our direction. Confide in Kozupii. I guess all these routes is just finding somebody to, like, protect Takumi. Upon entering the classroom, I looked toward Rimi's seat. There was no one there. Next, I looked over at Kozupii's desk. And she's there. She was in her seat, face down, huddled up. Morning, Kozupii. I didn't make eye contact, but I greeted her with my inner voice. The female Dokuns were watching me smirking. It was no different than yesterday. Okay, so yeah, we've gone through this. However, will Misumi also talk to us here? He talked to us last time in Ayase's route, and then I guess also in the common route, but that's because Rimi was there. So, what will happen here? Kozupii, can you hear me?
はいはい、なんでしょう。
I need your help. If I don't get help fast, someone is going to kill me.
殺されちゃうの？
Yeah, that's why I want you to protect me. You can use your D sword.
それより、たくみさん、コズピーのことバカそうって思ってるでしょ。
Exposed.
やっぱり、たくみさんひどいの。それに、コズピーはね、誰でもドカバキってするわけじゃないよ。コズピーは、コズピーに悪いことしようとする人だけ、ドカックシャペキってしてあげるの。
Lovely. Okay, does everyone around me think I'm stupid? What is this? I'm just a poor innocent otaku who hadn't done anything wrong. All I want is to just shut myself inside my base and spend the rest of my life in there. I swear to God, it's like everything around me is screwing with me. What the hell? What did I do to deserve this? I've done nothing wrong. I'm a good person. Dokuns, they're the bad ones. And Shogun, too. Please, Kozupii, I need your help. Protect me from them. You even said it yourself the other day, those cockroaches that say all those horrible things to me. They're even more worthless than I am.
言ったかも。でもね、コズピーはその将軍さんって人知らないよ。
I know him all too well. He's this kid that looks like an old man and he rides around in a wheelchair. And one day he's gonna show up out of the blue and kill me right then and there. He's the one who stole Nanami away.
そっか、たくみさん大変なのね。
What? Is that all you really have to say?
殺したいけど、殺しちゃダメってセナさんに言われてるのら。
Shit, even Kozupii was on better terms with Senna than I was. With my head still down on my desk, I gritted my teeth and clenched my fists. What do I do? There's no one I can turn to except Kozupii. Senna kind of scares me, and even if she didn't, I doubt she'd have any interest in helping the likes of me. The only one I could rely on was Kozupii. Yeah. I mean, compared to Ayase, who was still, cooped up in the hospital, I mean, Rimi's not here. Nanami isn't here either. She's not a gigalomaniac yet, or at least she doesn't have her D-sword. And, Yua... really not on good terms with Yua. We stay away from her. The school bell rang, bringing the day to a close, and me straight out of the classroom. Just like always, the class's token dokuns were making fun of me for the whole Esper debacle. Just today alone, they'd already come after me at least 5 separate times. Seriously, didn't they have anything better to do? Could bullies like them only get their kicks from picking on others? The hell was wrong with normies? And people thought they were actually human. Don't make me laugh. Shutting myself in my base to play ESO, immersing myself in dazzling delusions with Serotan, that was what made me happy. Very happy. God, I was so pissed off. So pissed off, in fact, that I'd been doing nothing but cursing out those Dokun fucks inside my head the entire way home. I felt Kozupii poke my shoulder from behind a few times. Do you really have any interest in protecting me? Careful with presents around us. A present for me? Look at me. I think I just raised a flag. Oh, it's nothing. Somewhere nice and relaxing. Oh, God. Where are we going? Karaoke? Oh, here? I knew it. There are no people around, so the description is pretty spot on. Then again, it is just a staircase, so that only makes sense. So why is it that I can't seem to calm down? Maybe it's because of that employee downstairs. It feels like he's been keeping a close eye on me. Or maybe it's because Kozupii and I are speaking telepathically. We aren't making any noise, so from an outsider's point of view, we probably just look like a bunch of freaks making faces at each other in total silence. Well, yeah. I mean, let's all be real here. I mean, when you just stare at people while staying completely silent, what do you expect? What? These are supposed to be secret? The sheer amount of energy you have really does tire me out. Some things never change, though. Whatever. Can we just go back to what you were saying? Didn't you say something about a present? As she spoke, Kozupii started rummaging around in her bag. Oh shit, candy. She offered me a piece of candy. Just what the hell did she actually keep in her bag? For now though, I just took the candy, unwrapped it, and popped it in my mouth. It was lemon flavored. The tangy flavor spread throughout my mouth. Pretty refreshing, honestly. Was that the present, Kozupii? And you just expected me to know that? Okay. She happily pulled out a number of fanciful accessories from her bag, each one made up of a bunch of colorful beads. What the hell are those? Clickety clackities. Did you make all of these by hand? Kozupii suddenly grabbed my hand. The sheer warmth and softness of it made my heart skip a beat. Only because it was a surprise attack. With a smile still on her face, Kozupii handed me something made out of beads. It was probably a cell phone strap, if I had to guess. I don't want it. With a turn that would give anyone whiplash, Kozupii burst into tears. Why does she have to be so quick to cry all the time? I mean, isn't this something a girl would wear? I'd feel weird putting it on. Big sniffle. What the fuck? Depressed as could be, Kozupii made to take back the cell phone strap, but I quickly pulled my hand back and jammed it into my jacket pocket. I changed my mind. I'll take it. I don't know, for the meme? Well, she said that she gives a present to all of her friends, yet I'm only the second person to get one. In other words, Kozupii must not have any friends. So the first one she gave was to Senna, no doubt about it. Huh. I kind of feel... Shit, I forgot Kozupii can read all of my thoughts. But honestly, as much as I feel sorry for you, I think we're actually the same in some ways.
初めて学校行った時、たくみさんを見てね、すごく辛そうだなって思ったのら。
Or you know, you could just say like, oh, he looks like a loner just like I'm going to be.
コズピーも辛かったから一緒だってほっとしたの。
The same, huh? It reminds me of what Senna told me about Kozupi's life before she transferred. She and I really are alike. We're both closed off to the world. We're both at the mercy of the malicious entities surrounding us. We both avoid crowds, we both avoid human contact, we're both afraid of people, and we both like hiding away by some dimly lit staircase, making ourselves unnoticeable.
ただ普通にね、生きたいだけなのにね。
Don't we all? As she played with the clickety-clackety in her hand, Kozupii had a faraway look in her eyes.
お友達作って一緒に遊んだりして、一緒にお弁当食べたり、一緒にお勉強したり、文化祭とかの行事を一緒に頑張ったり、一緒に恋のお話をしたり。そんなね、普通の生活で十分だったのら。特別なことなんて何にも望んでなかったよ。
Suddenly, the expression on Kozupi's face disappeared, and then she tore apart the clickety-clackety that she'd been playing with. The beads went everywhere, rolling and tumbling down the stairs. I've been thinking the same thing. Why am I the only one that has to suffer like this? I always ask myself, what did I do to deserve this?
コズピーはね、悪いことしたよ。
Kozupii stuck out her tongue, and her smile came back. A bad thing? Do you mean the thing where you cut off your classmates' arms?
殺したいって願ったもん。コズピーに意地悪する人たち全員ぶち殺したいって願っちゃったもん。
Huh? You really are pretty twisted.
でも悪いことを願うのは悪いことじゃないよ。あれね、悪いことを願うのが悪いから悪いことを願うのかな。悪いですね。とにかく負の感情は否定されるものじゃないってへんてこなボード持ったおじさんが言ってたのら。
I'm not the only one getting a headache reading this, right?
悪いことを願ったからディソードがコズピーの力になってくれるのら、ディソードがコズピーを守ってくれるのら。だからね、もう普通なんていらないの。
Are you sure? Have you really given up on trying to live a normal life? Are you sure that's what you want? That you won't regret it?
めんどくさいのは嫌なの。世界には悪い人ばっかりだし。
What about Senna? Do you think she's a bad person too?
セナさんはお友達です。悪い人じゃないよ。
The voice of Kozupi's heart sounded incredibly happy.
あとね、たくみさんもだよ。ブチブチ友達なのら。
If we all could think like Kozupii does, life would probably be a whole lot easier. Or is the reason Kozupii thinks this way because she was broken at some point in the past? That's not really something I can answer. While I might complain all the time about the world around me, inside my head, that is, well, at the end of the day, all I want is for someone to help me. That's all I ask. While I may have thought we were similar, I guess Kozupii and I really are different. Well, back on the idea of having bad thoughts instead of performing the bad actions, I mean, that sort of thing always makes me think of Psychopaths. I don't know if you guys ever watched that, but the idea of having an intent or thought is, I guess, both equal. You're basically a criminal if you have an urge or desire or a wish for somebody to be hurt or to commit a crime. At that point, you're already a criminal. You are seen as morally fucked up. You need to go to jail.
一緒なのら
For some reason I didn't understand, Kozupii seemed very convinced of that. She then vigorously stood up.
ほいじゃ帰りましょう
As soon as that left her mouth, Kozupii raced down the stairs. And then in a display that was very in character for her, she slipped and fell on the very last step. At least it was the last step, you know? The inside of Roft was as packed as ever. With a slight limp, Kozupii made her way through the building. There were tears in her eyes. Are you okay?
転ぶのは慣れてるよ
Kozupii flashed a brave smile. But that smile quickly faded. Kozupii stopped dead in her tracks and her gaze shot straight behind me. When I glanced over my shoulder to see what she was looking at, I saw a bunch of mirrors for sale. Everything from hand mirrors to full-on dressers were on display. With a stiff expression, Kozupii looked away from the mirrors and started to quickly walk away.
たくみさんまた明日ね
The voice of her heart held not even a trace of the energy from before. Oh yeah, she don't like mirrors. I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of that in this route. I think we'll call it there. I think this is an okay spot to do so. I don't think this will be the longest episode solely because of all the skipping I had to do, but that's alright. But I think we're making good progress. Get through this route, get through Senna's route, get through Rimi's route, and then we're right back on track for getting this title wrapped up. Almost there. Almost there. At least I hope so. I have no idea how long that final route will be. But thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.